Hey everybody, I apologize for being MIA for the past few days, but good God, I'm out for a few days and I miss Lisa Murkowski supporting a Democrat for Congress in Alaska. I miss Donald Trump being subpoenaed by the January 6th committee. And of all things, I miss Joe Biden falling asleep in the middle of an interview. I mean, what a time to take off, right? Well, fortunately, I made it back in time for this. New polling data is now showing Dr. Oz with a 4.5-point lead over John Fetterman in the Pennsylvania Senate race. Okay, I know. I have spoken ad nauseum about polling from one side of this country to the other and about how polls are consistently underrepresenting MAGA Republicans, conservatives, and even right-leaning independents. I've talked repeatedly about races in areas that shouldn't be competitive but are. Places like Washington State, where Tiffany Smiley has a real chance of upsetting Patty Murray in the Senate race. Or New York, where Lee Zeldin is knocking down Kathy Hochul's door just now within striking distance in the governor's race there. I've been telling you for weeks that independent voters are breaking more and more towards Republicans. And what's happening now in Pennsylvania is just more evidence of what I've been talking about. Welcome to Political Pop Culture, where the important and the not so important issues of the day are broken down, discussed, and occasionally even mocked and ridiculed. I am your host, JP, and this is my take. This is the most recent WIC poll in the state of Pennsylvania. This is the first poll to show Mehmet Oz with a lead over John Fetterman. If the November 2022 election for U.S. Senate were held today, for whom would you most likely cast your vote? Republican Mehmet Oz or Democrat John Fetterman? This poll of 1,013 likely voters shows Mehmet Oz is now leading with a 49.1% share of the vote to John Fetterman's 44.6%. Now, there are still nearly 3% of voters undecided, but the trends are showing the vast majority of those undecided and independent voters are trending Republican. Now, even if we assume that this WIC poll is an outlier, which it may be, the latest poll from Trafalgar shows Fetterman's lead is cut down to only 2 points. And what does that mean? Well, it means with independent voters breaking Republican, it means that Oz is likely winning. And then there's this poll from Insider Advantage Fox 29. Insider Advantage Fox 29 poll, Fetterman and Oz are now neck and neck as Shapiro's lead over Mastriano narrows. As Election Day nears, a new Insider Advantage Fox 29 poll shows Republican nominee Dr. Mehmet Oz has gained ground on Democratic nominee John Fetterman in Pennsylvania's U.S. Senate race. The race is now a dead heat according to a poll of 550 likely voters conducted 3 weeks before Election Day on November 8th. The poll has a margin of error of 4.2%. Fetterman and Oz are now tied in the polling at 46%, with 5% of those polled remaining undecided. Libertarian candidate Eric Gerhardt came in at about 2%. Insider Advantage chairman Matt Towery says Fetterman's shrinking lead was a result of self-described independent voters breaking for Oz by 20 points. Quote, Oz is also picking up an unusually high 14% of the African American vote, and Asians and Hispanics say they're voting for Oz by a wide margin. Fetterman continues to enjoy a 10-point lead among female voters, while men prefer Oz at the same rate. Okay, did you catch that? Independent voters are breaking for Oz by an astounding 20 points. And this is what I've been talking about. This is what we're seeing in race after race after race. It doesn't matter what part of the country you're in. It doesn't matter if you're in a deep red state like Texas or a true blue state like New York. Independent voters are breaking for Republicans in record numbers. Way back in August, I released a video about Florida kicking off the red wave. There's a link on your screen right now for that if you want to take a look. Since then, I have maintained in video after video that Republicans are not only underrepresented in polls, but independent voters are breaking hard to the right, and we're seeing the evidence of that right now. Real Clear Politics is now predicting the Pennsylvania Senate seat is going to be a GOP hold. When you consider that John Fetterman was up over Mehmet Oz in some polls by as much as 15 plus points just a couple months ago, that is an amazing change in public opinion, and it is a huge win for Republicans. Now, I've said from the beginning, Dr. Oz is not an outstanding candidate, and the fact that he's now ahead is a testament to just how terrible and radical a candidate John Fetterman really is. It is no secret I do not like John Fetterman. In fact, on October 5th, I released a video talking about Fetterman's radical views on crime and why he's not only the wrong person to represent Pennsylvanians in the Senate, but why his radical views are so dangerous. If you haven't checked out that video, here's a link. I really do suggest that you check it out, because if you're not familiar with John Fetterman and if you are not familiar with the type of man he really is, this video is a must watch. Speaking of videos, hey, if you like this one, do me a favor and click on the like button. Then, if you like the content that I put out for you every day, click on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. That way, you'll be the first to know anytime we upload new content just like this. You'll also be helping out the channel by telling the algorithm to show this video to other people who might be interested in seeing it. Every little bit really does help, so thank you. Now, with just over 2 weeks until Election Day, we are going to start seeing more and more of these polls coming out showing races nationwide tightening. We're also going to see Republicans widening their lead. There is a 100% chance at this point Republicans are taking back the House. And I think there's a 90% chance that Republicans are going to take the Senate as well. Let's face the facts here. Democrats don't have any issues to run on other than abortion. And they're about to find out that that single issue is not going to be enough to carry them to victory in the midterms. Americans are concerned about the state of the economy. Americans are concerned about the price of gas, the price of groceries, and the wrong direction that this country has been heading in since Biden took office. Those are all issues that Republicans win on, and Republicans are going to win and win big on November 8th. That's my take. What's your take? You can let me know your take in the comments below. You can also let me know your take by joining the cult at PolPopCult on all major social media outlets. Thank you for listening.